Hello everyone, and welcome back to Starsector. We are just leaving our home world of Tortuga and heading over to the independent world in this system because we're in need of supplies, and the independent faction have basically become sort of small businesses and I'm the mob, and if they don't pay me for protection in the form of allowing me to raid them for whatever I want to steal from them, then they know there's a risk I might just decide to invade them or saturation bomb them back to the Stone Age. So we will come in here, take what we want, which at the moment is supplies, and get out. We are flying a slightly reduced fleet at the moment, mostly just our high-tech destroyers and frigates. So we're going to have to drop something here, and we're going to have to faff around a little bit, just carting back some of these heavy armaments to Tortuga so we can drop them off and carry all the supplies we need. So I'm just going to skip through that, come back in here, pick up these armaments, and then we can be on our way. In this episode we are basically just trying to get our 2 colonies off the ground and earning some money to pay for the things we want to build there. So we are going to be looking out for some missions. We also have to defend these worlds. We have an invasion coming into Tortuga relatively soon. But I think we will pop out and see if we can meet up with our remnant contact and get a couple of additional missions. We want to do some nice big bounties if we can, because they're good fun and they are getting us the biggest payout. We are going to fail a couple of jobs like that one we just missed there, just because we can't get to everything, but it's perfectly fine to take the reputation hit. Just seeing if they have any nice spaceships for sale in Prison Freeport. I kind of want to pick up this Prometheus Mark II just because I think it's just kind of a cool ship to have in a pirate fleet, but I don't want to pay that much for it, and actually I think it'd be more fun to steal one off the Luddic path. So we'll see what bounties the Remnant has for us. See what their highest one is. They've got one here for $250,000 again. Hegemony Fleet will take that. See what Midnight Dissonant and Omega have to offer. Okay, so this is the Remnant weapon. Antimatter SRM launcher, so short range missile. Excellent tracking, so homing missile, very fast. Energy damage. Okay, we can try that out. Maybe put it on Medusa. Yeah, we can just put it in there and then we'll go ahead and try it out. Yeah, it didn't do a huge amount of flux damage. It does seem to have changed our Medusa slightly because it now has a more kind of purpley engine glow. I wonder if that's the effect of the remnant weapon being on board. We are running safety overrides on this Medusa so we can get it nice and close and just kind of overwhelm him. We are able to vent flux faster and we can use our face skimmer to catch up with him. And now our iron weapon's doing the job against his engines and weapons. And we can flux him out and kill him. I was a bit underwhelmed by that, but we will keep it on for the moment. See if it appears useful in bigger fights. For now though, we are off to the Valhalla system to hunt down a Gemini bounty we've been given. We have to be a little bit careful going in. So it looks like the Luddic Church are going after another pirate world, but we're not going to defend them all. I think now we have enough of a dominance over the sector, at least in this area, that the pirate fleets can defend themselves. It's also very cool to see pirate convoys floating around, going about their business and not being attacked by all the other factions because they just don't have the fleets to do it. Here is a Luddic Church special task group. We will avoid that. I do want to get into that world at some point, but for now we will just head off north. We're looking for a bounty target here. He should be around one of these planets or one of the stable locations. I think we'll just pop into Scathy quickly, have a look at what they've got, and we will buy this Afflictor as it's in mint condition and a good price. And although we already have one, they do tend to die, so it's nice to have a spare. And now this person I've met in the bar is offering me a possible location of some items which could be quite useful, but I don't really want to spend the story points on them right now. We'll pick up a dead drop mission, which we may do if it's on our route somewhere, or if we can get it done quickly, but otherwise it's probably not going to get done. I thought this mercenary was chasing me, but he knows better than that. And now we are losing quite a lot per month on our colonies. Hopefully that's going to go down as their stability and accessibility goes up. This Heg Gemini patrol is going to come and try and deal with us, but even this reduced fleet we're flying shouldn't have any difficulty taking them on. And basically this is just a fun little fight for us to open the episode with. We're going to chime in and try and overwhelm this Falcon. Make sure we don't get overloaded ourselves. Torpedoes coming in from the Strike Tempests, and all their iron beams and iron weapons doing the job. They have a 14th battle group Eagle, would be nice to capture that. We're going to back away and let our flux settle down. Then we're going to come in with our phase skimmer, try and get behind him, or at least on his side. If he does focus on me, that's fine, because then it gives the Tempest free reign. Took a little bit of damage, but we have managed to overwhelm him. Enforcer and Lash are looking on, but at the moment they can't do anything. And now here comes the swarm. Managed to screw up our phase skim there a little bit. We were facing the wrong way. Quick tip is that every time you phase shift, you will end up facing your target, so make sure you've targeted the enemy you're trying to kill before you do it. Now we did manage to recover the Eagle, which is nice. Another 14th battle group ship we can keep in our storage bays. Just going to drop a little bit of metal and then we will be on our way. Still looking out for this bounty. But actually I've realised that the invasion to Tortuga is already happening now, so we're going to have to go and defend that and then head back and hope we're not too late to catch the bounty. We've also built a refining industry on Athulf. It's now making a profit for the first time, which is great news. We can't build any more industries, but we can build a patrol HQ, so we'll go ahead and queue that up. And we've also built an orbital station, which is going to help defend us against this invasion. Now we can upgrade it, but it's very expensive and also has quite high running costs. So that's it. I think instead we'll go for a patrol HQ here as well to help defend against raiders and basically any enemies that come into the system. And we're going to head back and try to defend Tortuga. I thought that was a big fleet coming for me, but it's just a salvage expedition. Okay, looks like there's already a battle going on here. And this is a pirate patrol. Let's just pop into Tortuga and pick up our fleet. Okay, so the pirates won that battle. Who was that they were fighting? Was that the invasion force? It doesn't look big enough. I think it was. It was a small invasion fleet and it was completely destroyed. Except for I think one or maybe two craft, which I have now taken out. Okay, that's good. So the invasion failed, and that means hopefully this station can defend itself against at least small invasions like that. And if we upgrade that battle station, that will make a big difference. So that is something we'd like to do in the near future. Meanwhile, we will head back and see if we can catch this bounty before it expires. Okay, we're already being pursued by a detachment and a fast picket. We don't need to fight these guys, so I will just move away from them. Small picket may catch me, but... is it worth fighting them? I think we'll just send in our first mate, and he can take them out with some frigates. Okay, I'm just going to sort out some officers, make sure we've got one in the Conquest. We'll put the steady guy in the Conquest and the reckless guy in the Champion. I would also like to put one in the Atlas, the Astral. Okay, we didn't have time to do that spaceport disruption, but that's okay. Here comes the bounty. He looks pretty small, so I'm not sure if he's already been cut down in size by somebody else. This will be a nice easy one. They've got one Dominator, one Falcon, a couple of destroyers, and what looks like one carrier. So I think we'll just go in with a Wolfpack actually, and fly the Afflictor. Now we have a backup. If we lose it, at least we don't have to go searching for another one. So basically the Afflictor just wants to try and get behind enemy ships where their shields are not there, and stick some antimatter blasts up their engines. He's also got an ion cannon to help knock them out. Yeah, it's a little bit dangerous to go in now because he's got support from a missile frigate and an Enforcer. We'll see if we can get behind the Enforcer because he's got a smaller shield, but he is wise to me. We'll just hit him with a torpedo. We're going to get hit by a torpedo ourselves here, and we were lucky to survive that. We did almost flux out the Enforcer, but I think we're going to have to back away. We're going to go after this Hammerhead, see if we can get behind him. This is risky now, considering how damaged we are. We've managed to flame out his engines though, so now we should be able to get behind him quite easily. Maybe give him another torpedo. We almost got him with the antimatter blasters there. And actually he's got his engines back, so we have to be careful here. Flamed him out again, and he is devoured by the Tempests. Tempest gets fluxed out, but is able to back away into the shadow of his friends. And now we've got a couple of explosions going off here. We're going to see if we can sneak around and kill this Vigilance. No, he's a bit too fast to circle strafe. So maybe we'll go after... Oh, we'll try one more time. I'm going to overwhelm the shield, to be honest. Do have to be careful we don't get destroyed, as we basically have 0 hull left. The counter carrier is fleeing for his life, trying to get close to his Dominator. They have a monitor as well, we have to be careful with that. Monitor gets killed. Condor's about to go down. Now if we can get behind this Enforcer, we can slow it down and allow our Tempest to swarm it. We've actually managed to flux it out and flame out his engines. And there he goes. So we've just got the bigger boys left, Falcon and Dominator. And I have been experimenting with these color generators that you can use as filters. So I currently have a light pink filter on this, which changes the green highlights that there would be normally into these nice red highlights. In fact, I was so distracted by how beautiful everything looked that I forgot to move out of the way of the explosion and managed to lose the Afflictor. So we're going to have to just watch the final battle. as our angry cloud of hornets attacks this Dominator and is eventually able to take it down. So I think we will let their freighter and fuel tanker go. We actually lost 4 frigates there, including the Afflictor. I'm going to recover the one I can recover for free, but I'm not going to spend story points on the others. We will just look out for Tempest on the market, and also we should be able to build Tempest quite soon. And Omens is particularly very cheap. And here we can see there we actually have a pirate detachment patrolling the hyperspace around Asconia now. So we're going to just jump in here. We're going to go after some of these bigger bounties. This one has an onslaught and 2 legions, so I think it's probably going to be the biggest one we've taken on so far. Looks like that pirate detachment has seen off an enemy fleet. I could see a battle going on there. So we've had some items delivered to Atholf. We haven't had anything yet from the tech mining on Tortuga, which is a shame. It looks like we have a hegemony raid coming in, targeting Asconia. And also I see we made a profit this month, which is nice considering we were 70,000 negative just a few months ago. So we've just been pushed out of position by that storm. We could attack this trader, but if he's carrying ore, it's probably not worth the supplies it would cost to take him out. We're going to drop in here and see if we can find this this bounty. There's like another pirate fleet going in there and taking over the comm relay. So we've got pirates raiding around. Hopefully they can help us out with this bounty. We'll pop into the hegemony station here. Just pick up some supplies. Okay, this guy wants me to deliver him some supplies over 5 cycles. We can probably make that. So I think we'll go ahead and accept. Could be a nice little earner once we get our colonies up and running a bit more. We will go ahead and raid and get some more supplies. And that sounds like another invasion coming in. Mazalot in the Zagan star system is being targeted by Tri-Tach. Maybe we can defend, but I don't mind if they take up World War II back. It just gives me more places I can raid from. The Tri-Tach themselves are not strong, except where they have big star fortresses. Okay, here's our bounty. So they've got 3 capital ships. I'm going to probably want to use some fast ships here just to isolate and destroy all their support. So Odyssey, Astral, a couple of Tempests, and Monitor. No, we're all taking 2 Omens. Okay, we're going to have 1 Omen support us, 1 Omen protect the Astral, and the Tempests are going to go out and capture. If we can pick off as many of their frigates and destroyers as possible before they do too much damage to us, and then we can hopefully surround and destroy their capital ships. I'm going to bring on a Medusa and a Monitor just to give us some additional defensive capability in the Monitor and kind of all-rounder in the Medusa. I do find Medusas the most survivable destroyers we have. They're nice and mobile. They can get out of danger if they need to. We're going to move in on this Sunder, see if we can take it out nice and quick. He's managed to back away from us, and I don't want to overcommit too much. We will move in and take out this hammerhead with a nice missile volley. He managed to just about survive that, and it looks like he's going to back away into the safety of a monitor cover. I'm going to get these Tempests to make sure they keep these points captured. And we're going to bring on a champion, which can get in the face of some of these enemy destroyers. So lots of rockets coming in from the Legion bombers. The rockets we can take on our shield pretty well, but if we ever get overloaded, that will be very dangerous, because point defense is not so good against mass loads of rockets. Okay, torpedo barrage going in against the Legion, but they all get taken out by point defense. Got a couple from the side, maybe did some damage. But we're going to have to whittle down their support first and get their flux high before those bombers are going to do a lot of damage. Okay, we want to move away from the firing arcs of the Legion. We'll move in on this Forcer, see if we can catch him up and kill him. We'll ask this Tempest to come in and give us a hand. So he's nice and fluxed, so we can send in a Hurricane and then follow up with the beam weapons. Bombers coming in from our left. Oh, these look like fighters actually. Here come the bombers now with their rockets. Okay, we were able to tank that quite well. We're getting a little bit separated here. If we can get on the end of this line of Legions rather than in front of both of their firing arcs, maybe we can do some damage. We'll send off some sabos. We'll do lots of nice ion damage, and now we have managed to flux it out. What we would like would be some torpedoes to be arriving about now. Unfortunately his shield is going to get up before they get here, but some of them are still going to go through. And we do manage to kill the first Legion. Okay, let's move on to the second. Now it looks like he's a little bit vulnerable. Most of his support ships are too far away to help him out. Torpedoes from the champion coming in from behind. He's opening it with his chain guns and energy weapons. We're just going to circle straight from. Actually, I think we can leave him and go after the Sunder. Yeah, that Legion's dead, complete toast. Sunder gets taken out in one volley. And then we just got these two monitors to chase down, which is going to be pretty slow and probably not worth the effort. Yeah, when they've got their fortresses up, those missiles don't do a lot at all. So I think we will ignore these guys and head back into the fray. Couple of enemy destroyers here. Again, we can catch them with sabos and then kill them with the Hurricanes. Two more Sanders, always priority targets. Trying to break through the first one's shield just with our beam weapons. Yeah, Sanders are great, but they are just so squishy. Falcon a little bit tougher. But 6 Stabus will still get him pretty close to fluxed out, and then Hurricane is forced to block it. We could just try and get our beams on him, but unfortunately we're being blocked. See if we can ram this out of the way. And you've got to be careful with the Eagle, he can do quite a lot of damage. I'm going to back away and vent, I think. Now I'm still on the lookout for that enemy onslaught. Haven't seen him yet, but I'm sure he's on the way. So we've got Griffin missile cruiser, an Eagle, a Sunder, and a Dominator in the back. Griffin's been overloaded. And And we can see if we can kill these thunders nice and quick. 6 sabers. Can't hit them with the hurricane, unfortunately. We've got too much debris in the way. The tachyon lance and the lasers are enough. And we just tanked a Reaper on our shield from this Dominator. And when you see Reapers come out like that, you've got to be aware. Make sure you back off so you've got time to destroy them with your point defense. Or at least make sure you take them on the shield and don't get overloaded. Because even a capital ship like the Odyssey, it's quite a fragile capital ship, and a couple of Reapers could take it down pretty quick. I think we're going to focus everyone on this Dominator, as he is the biggest threat. See if we can get behind him. We can flank him and take out his engines, and he'll no longer be a threat. Okay, here comes the onslaught, coming from the top right. Someone fired a hurricane at him. I think that might be me by accident. This little brawler's getting in my way. Okay, Dominator down, Brawler down. Let's go and kill this onslaught. I think he's pretty much on his own. I think we just fired another hurricane by accident. Sometimes I find when we go into the tactical display and then back out again, it just starts firing missiles off. Now we've got to be careful we don't leave this Astral on his own. But you know, I think the rest of our fleet is able to take down this onslaught without our help. We'll just come in and lend a hand. Here comes a load of torpedoes. Okay, let's come back and just defend this Astral. We'll go to full assault and just speed up the end of the battle. There's an eagle on us under left, but all we need to do is get in their face and wait for the torpedoes to come. If I could, I'd have to field 3 or 4 more of these Astrals, but in order to do that I'd have to raise the battle size, and it just kind of unbalances everything. Okay, so 1 bounty down. Chase after their logistics ships and pick up our Tempest that we lost. We'll also pick up the 14th battle group Onslaught and their Atlas. Okay, I think we will just mothball those ships we picked up, otherwise we're going to have a severe crew shortage. We can drop a tiny bit of fuel. And we do have another Vengeance fleet coming after us, which I guess is not a surprise. So there's a combat extraction, which is basically a prison break. It's got a good reward, but it's kind of far out. Germany coming to raid Asconia. And it looks like the Tri-Tach want to saturation bombard Mazalot, which would probably destroy Mazalot. I don't really want that to happen, so I think we will head over there and see if we can stop it from happening. I don't mind if they take the planet back, but I don't want them bombing into the Stone Age. Okay, that looks like a Lullic Path fleet, we can ignore them. Small Tri-Tach trader can also be ignored. Okay, who's this over here? Okay, that looks like a pirate trade fleet actually. Yeah, okay, cool. And a small pirate smuggler. Okay, we'll let them carry on. This looks like a strike fleet. They've got 2 Astral Bomber carriers. Okay, now do we want to take these guys on or let them bomb Mazalot? Let's see if we can get there and if they have a defensive station. Maybe they can lend us a hand. I'm going to quickly pop into this one here, see if we can pick up a mission. So, bounty for 250,000. And we're going to pick up some supplies. Pay your protection money. Alright, let's see if we can catch up with this strike fleet. Oh, I've just been interdicted. And there's another special task group here. Oh, I thought they were pursuing me, but apparently they're going after those pirate fleets, which is good. Okay, the strike fleet didn't come to Mazalot. Was this them here? Yes, this is them. Okay, so we have some allies with us, but we don't have a station. Okay, we're going to take on our own Astral, along with the Odyssey, a couple of Medusas, and the frigates we need. Tempest taking out enemy Omen very quickly. Medusas versus Medusas. They've also got Shrikes and Drovers. These Drovers would be nice if we could take them out quickly because they're pretty squishy. And, but they're efficient little carriers. Each one carries, I think, 2 wings, so that's 6 coming at us. Doing what look like Cobra bombers, firing Reapers. Yeah, definitely want to take these guys out. Luckily the Tempests are able to destroy the Reapers, and I'm able to destroy Drover number 1, Drover number 2, and finally Drover number 3. Okay, so enemy Medusa, enemy Fury, and now chasing down this Fury. We've got him at long range with a Hurricane. We're going to have to come in close and get that Tachyon Lance on him. He managed to escape actually, but here comes the enemy Astral. The first of 2 of them. So we're going to just see if we can surround it. Now it's lost his support. You can see some torpedoes coming in, but they're going to hit his shield. And he's doing very high flux, so another load of torpedoes will probably be enough to finish him off. Although I think between us we're probably going to get that done before they arrive. Okay, that's the first one down. And now here come all their phase ships. So there's a Harbinger, a Shade, an Afflictor and a Doom. Luckily we are pretty well suited to take on the Doom. I think the Odyssey is a great Doom hunter. These little sparks are amazing at deleting the little Doom mines. With your plasma jets you're fast enough to chase down a Doom, stop it getting away. And then you've got the sustained continuous killing power of these beam weapons that just burn it into nothing as soon as it pops out of phase. See, even with his moving out of phase, we can keep up with him with our little plasma burn. And there he goes. Okay, they also have an Aurora, which is one of my favourite ships to fly. Or at least it was until I got hold of this Odyssey. Okay, can we get his engines out? I think we can. Well, that's made it a lot easier. There's the salamanders from the Omens, I think. Okay, so just a couple of enemy phase ships left. We've got a little Harbinger here. Pretty fragile little ship. And the final Astral. I have seen Harbingers piloted well take on stations, but the AI is not so good with them, or with phase ships in general. I saw the Medusa firing more of those remnant missiles, so maybe they regenerate. Not sure. Okay, they have a lot of fuel tenders, so we'll just send some ships after them. And so we are able to recover our Tempest along with the Doom and the Astral, so we'll pick all them up. And we'll just going to mothball them so we don't have to pay for their fuel or supply costs. Okay, so now we can see that saturation bombing did fail because we destroyed the fleet that was going to do it. And I think we will jump out. I can see that we have completed the patrol HQ in Adolf. So our income has dropped slightly, as we're now paying for that. And we're going to go ahead and build a high-tech orbital station here as well to match the one we have at Tortuga. And that will be able to protect both Adolf and Fickenhell, which is just next to it. Okay, we're just going to come back into Prism Freeport here and see if we can pick up a few missions from our remnant contact. See if there are any bar missions here. We'll pick up this disruption mission. This guy wants to send me some location, blueprint locations. Are you a beta or gamma core? So gamma core, okay. I think we offended her. We will just delicately change the topic. Okay, so she has bounties. 180,000 for a path bounty, we'll take that. Dead drop mission. And what weapons do they have on offer? A shock repeater. Okay, we'll pick that up and see if it's any good. Okay, why do we put it on the afflictor? It does EMP damage. There's 100 damage per second. There's double the damage of the iron cannon. But less EMP damage. And we'll try it. Okay, we will head off. And we have another Vengeance fleet after us. Launch from Ankara. Okay, there's an invasion coming into Mazalot, so we're going to go back there and defend it again. And we will just attack this smuggler on the way home, just pick up a few of his ill-gotten gains. Okay, we can no longer go into Ilm because we've already raided them, but we'll raid them again and just get a few more supplies. Presumably they don't have much left after we clean them out. We'll just nip up and take over this comm relay. Looks like quite a lot of salvage down there. We can see a Tri-Tach fleet here. Is that the invasion fleet? They appear to be chasing other pirates. Okay, that's a special task group, but it's not an invader. And more salvage around. Okay, this looks like the invasion fleet moving in towards Mazalot. There's two of them. Oh god, one has a Paragon and one has an Astral. So this is two Tri-Tach invasion fleets. A lot of fighters. A lot of big ships, but only a few destroyers and not many frigates. And not many cruisers, so... we may be able to pick off their support, as we always try to do. We're going to go with our standard fleet. Now the main thing here is going to be defending this Astral, because if he gets isolated and focused down on by the enemy fleet, he will die pretty quickly. And I think we're going to need our Astral to help us against theirs. We had a few extra points. We brought on a champion. I really like the champion, it's kind of grown on me. It's fast, especially with safety overrides. We can chase down and kill most things. but he can also take some punishment. Okay, so we killed an Omen at the beginning there, one of our Tempests, got first blood, and now we're going to charge in on this Fury, see if we can take him out nice and quick with some Sabos and then a Hurricane Missile. That worked pretty well. I'm going to back away because I can see their Paragon in the background. And this is why I like the Odyssey so much. It's fast enough that it can chase down smaller craft like the Shrike and Drover on the right hand side. Whereas the Paragon is just, you know, it's just basically a slightly mobile gun platform. We can just get out of his firing arc there. Still taking some beam damage, but we're gonna kill this Drover and then sneak behind him and see if we can kill the other one as well. We're just gonna drag the rest of our fleet around with us, and they can help defend us against Paragon and put damage in on the support craft. This Drover is going to die as soon as we can break through his shield. And then one more burst with the Tachyon Lance will probably be the end of him. Oh, and he's just survived it. We just need to sneak through for one more second. And there he goes. Okay, so now we're going to move in on the Paragon and see if we can surround it, overwhelm it. Use set Tempests and Omens going in, seeing what damage they can do. Drive up his Flux. Here come Torpedoes. They won't do much against this Fortress Shield, but he can't keep it up forever. And of course, while he's using it, he can't fight back. Okay, enemy fighters coming in from their Astral, but they are not equipped to kill my Odyssey. You can pretty much ignore them. Paragon forced to drop his shield. Now we can start doing damage to him. He does block the Hurricane with his shield, but we are going to overwhelm him pretty quickly anyway. Yeah, without support, he's not really that handy in a fight. He's doing well not to get overloaded, but this will be the end of him. With this final barrage of torpedoes coming in. It's always nice to commemorate the big guys when they go down. So we did manage to pick up a hull mod, which we will take and drop a few bits of metal, and then we will just go ahead and learn that straight away. I think it's the ECCM package, which just allows you to deploy electronic countermeasures. So we have this Path of Bounty. It's a little bit far out of the core, but it's a good payout, so I think we will go after it. We've actually been intercepted here by a pirate fleet, which I believe is part of the dead drop mission we took. So he probably wants me to relinquish the package they gave me. I'm obviously not going to do that. And I'm actually going to go in against this ramshackle pirate fleet. We're going to take in a couple of Falcons. I think they'll be good. And this is going to be a super easy fight. So I'm going to do it nice and fast. We'll probably just speed through and show some of the highlights, which is basically going to be us destroying mules and Colossus freighters and whatever else these pirates have got for us. The Falcons are especially good in these kinds of fights because they just kill stuff so quickly with their Reapers and missiles, and they're so maneuverable as well. They can chase things down nice and quick and kill them nice and quick. Enemy Falcons going down, enemy mules going down, little converted combat freighters that have got no business going up against a fleet like this. The toughest thing they have is things like this Enforcer, which just take a bit more time to kill. Really, they can't do much against this fleet. So yeah, not a huge amount of tactics going on. It's just to see who can get the most kills. So we'll pick up some salvage from them and we'll be on our way. There's another invasion coming in on Mazalot, so that really is one that the hegemony want back. If they get it back, it's not the end of the world. We can then just use it as another raiding opportunity or raiding destination. So we'll drop into this stable location, drop the dead drop package, and we'll complete that mission, and then we will go after this Path of Bounty. Where is it? Just here. Now this is probably going to have a base in the system, so So we'll have to be rather careful. We're being chased by some sort of fleet here. Okay, that looks like a Tri-Tach kill fleet. I don't really want to fight them if I don't have to, so we will hide in these storms and see if we get some good momentum. We did. Okay, I think we managed to lose them. And we're going to pop into the fringe jump point here. We have discovered a Luddic Path base. We'll probably go in there. They're not going to hate me. At least not yet. And we will take this bombard mission. They want me to saturation bomb the Tri-Tach world that they have established outside the core in the Ore Dog system. We can probably do that. Now let's see if we can find this bounty. It took us a while to find him, but he was sneaking around in the southern part of the sector. And again, it's ramshackle piratey kind of fleet. Well, it's a Parther fleet, but they're quite similar. So I think we will fly the Odyssey. Taking a champion, a couple of falcons. I remember we'll take the Medusas for now, and our standard frigate support loadout. And again, now we're going up against hounds, kites, a few dangerous destroyers like hammerheads and sunders, but we can kill those pretty efficiently with this capital ship we have. All we've got to do is get within range. This sunder's trying to back away, so we're going to chase after this hammerhead instead. I haven't quite managed to kill it, but we have overloaded it, and we should be able to just close in and kill it with beam weapons. I can see my fleet destroying ships around me, including that Sunder. We're going to finish off the hammerhead. Okay, and now we're going to move up and go after their freighters. They do have some reasonable firepower, some of these. I saw he was firing hammer torpedoes at me. So we don't want to get overwhelmed. It's a good idea to try to split these guys up and dominate them. Taking down these Sunders makes their fleet a lot less threatening. But there are a lot of them, as you can see. Now we can just watch the fireworks, basically. I think at this point they're mostly trying to retreat, but we managed to block their path. And the final Colossus goes down to a hurricane. Okay, so that was a pretty big fleet we just destroyed. We managed to get quite a lot of salvage. We'll have to drop some. And we did get our payout, so I think it's time for us to leave before we get jumped on by all their buddies. And we're actually going to head further out. See if we can just complete one more mission while we're here. So we're just looking for a weapons cache or an orbital lab or something. Oh, we've been found already. by what looks like a mixed high-tech midline fleet, but they also have a Legion and a Mortar carrier, so I'm not too sure who this is. Okay, I think they're mercenaries, yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so they're here guarding whatever stashes are here to find, and presumably searching for anything good themselves. It looks like there's a couple of these fleets around, we're going to have to be careful here. We're definitely going to get caught by this guy, although he doesn't look quite as threatening as the previous one. There is a minor equipment cache there, so we will look for that after we destroy these guys. So they have a couple of venture cruisers, an apogee, and a Heron fast carrier. Everything else is smaller than that, so I think we'll go in with some Falcons and fly the champion ourselves. So we're going to try to use our speed to chase down their destroyers. Probably leave the ventures till last, as they're not that dangerous. We will try and pick off the Heron if we get a chance. Take out their carriers, always a priority. Okay, so first kill was an Enforcer. Good to try and take on this apogee if we could. Don't know why our Falcon decided to fire his Reapers into a hail of gunfire. We have an opportunity here on the Venture, so we may as well go for it. Lots of harpoons coming in from the Falcon. Managed to take him out pretty quickly. Now the Venture's getting attacked with Reapers. I'm just going to kill this little frigate. Second Venture's getting very damaged. We're getting a bit close to overload ourselves. We're going to have to take off our shield and just tank a bit of damage here. We'll back off, come in again. We've got two Sunders just below us. One got damaged and had to back off. Second gets destroyed. And now their cruisers are pretty much all alone. They've got a couple of little frigates backing them up, but it's not going to be enough. Down, and then we can just safely chase down this Heron and take him out. So that's the end of the mercenary fleet. Let's see what they were defending. Just go and chase after their logistics ships, and we will recover the Omen of ours that got destroyed. Nothing else I think is worth taking. So there's a couple of other mercenary fleets around. We're going to sneak in here and look at this little cache. Minor equipment cache. So we picked up a couple of hull mods and some Bloodic Path blueprints. And actually I do know that the Bloodic Path Brawler gunship is a pretty damn good little ship, so I may start including that in some of our fleet doctrines. Okay, we're going to get ambushed here by multiple fleets if we're not careful. One's intercepting us, the other one looks like it's just passing by, so we're going to run away. There's also an orbital habitat here. We will check in here. This is another good place to find hull mods and things. We found some marines and some cargo. We managed to escape that fleet. Oh my god, there's two more. Okay, we're going to get caught again. And again, they don't have any capital ships, and actually this is going to be a slightly easier version of the previous battle, so I decided not to show it. You can just trust me that we completely kick their ass. So we're going to come in here, we're going to search this planet, I think, and see if we can find ruins here where we might find this blueprint. So we'll perform a survey. And yeah, we did find widespread ruins, so this is probably where we're going to find what we're looking for, which is the phase transport blueprint. I think it's called a Revenant. So yeah, I think that's it there. We found it, and we also found the high scatter amplifier, which can convert beam weapons to do hard flux at the expense of range. I think we will learn that, and we'll also learn the blueprint, and then we're going to get the hell out of here before we get jumped again. Because low quality mercenary fleets are easy to destroy, but They don't really provide much in salvage. So we have another underworld bounty to go after here. It's almost 250,000 if we can pull it off. They have Paragon and a bunch of other high-tech ships, but I think it would be the most fun thing to do right now, so we will go after it. The other option would be to sneak off to Alpha Gindram, the new Tri-Tach system. There's a dead drop and a saturation bombing mission there, but I don't think I'm going to get there in time for either of them. So I think we'll just go ahead. Yeah, we also have no fuel left, so we're going to need to head back into the core, pick up some fuel, and then get to Valhalla. So we're just going to come into the Western S to, we have Adolfo as of one of our own colonies. It looks like there are plenty of pirate fleets floating around protecting this place now. We've actually just built our patrol HQ at Tortuga. And if you just heard that noise, that was actually my dog shaking himself awake. So I may actually isolate that and use it as a sound effect down the line. So this guy is offering me some black market ships. There's nothing I really want or need. And his markup is so high, I really don't think it's worth it. Could have got a Harbinger, but we can usually find one if we need one. So we're going to pick up some fuel here. And we'll drop off some of this useless cargo we don't need, including some heavy machinery. It's just taking up space. We've got a few surveys we can sell, and a couple of high value prisoners we can sell back to our underworld bosses. But we are getting more powerful now. We have our own colony, and they've allowed us to do that. And maybe we can start to become a bit more independent. So someone's asked me to smuggle some drugs across the sector, which takes me back to my roots a little bit. That's what we started out doing. But anyway, we've got our fuel. We're going to head off to Valhalla, see if we can take on this Tri-Tach patrol. There's a small smuggler here, but I think we'll leave him be. And we're just heading into Prism Freeport to see if we can get any more missions. There's a mercantile convoy here for the hegemony. We may be able to jump on them as they leave. So there's a military bounty here to take on another Parther fleet. We may as well accept it, even if we don't do it, just because it could be a good payout. We don't need the reputation with the hegemony. This Bremen guy is going to offer me another big Parther fleet bounty, so we'll take that. Maybe if they're in the same area of space, we can take them both on at once. We'll pop into Tortuga on the way to Valhalla, and maybe take on this mercantile convoy as well. He's going to jump out. Yeah, so we maybe just get him here without anyone any the wiser. So they've got a Dominator, a Mora, and an Atlas. I wouldn't mind capturing the Atlas, but this is going to be a nice quick one, so I think we'll just speed it up. Again, we're going in with Champions, Falcons, Medusas, and my Odyssey. We're going to kill an Enforcer first, and focus on this Griffin missile cruiser. Give him a bit of a ram, and we're just waiting for a Hurricane to come online. There he goes. See if we can sneak behind the Dominator. It is another 14th battle group, so it'd be nice to capture. See if we can take his engines out with this Hurricane. We're being pestered with or by a Monitor. I'll just ignore him for now. He's trying to goad me into firing at him, but there's not a lot of point doing that. The Dominator is moving to get me in his sights. We're going to see if we can take out his guns with our Saber missiles. Looks like it worked. Yeah, we'll send a Hurricane in, see if we can finish him off. Enemy ships getting destroyed. I can see the messages coming in. Monitor floating around his invincible self. But we do manage to take out the rest of the fleet. We'll go after their logistics ships. Nothing worth recovering. Well, we got a bit of cargo. It wasn't really worth it, to be honest. But you know, I get nostalgic for the For the early times when I used to just take on convoys and steal all their shit. So we're coming into Tortuga here. We did pick up some marines in the bar, which feels nice and thematic. We have a patrol HQ up now, along with high-tech orbital stations, so we are getting better able to defend ourselves without having to come back and do it manually. I think we're going to go ahead and start building heavy industry, and maybe we'll be able to upgrade that into an orbital works, and then we can start pumping out our own ships from our blueprints. We are now losing money here. We have an alpha core running it. Stability is not bad, and we have very good access, and we did grow to a size 4, so if we keep growing we will be able to build more industries. But for now we're going to head off. There's another mercantile convoy there, but we're not going to bother chasing it. And we're also not going to go after that Tri-Tach bounty just yet, because I've discovered this vast ruins location, which I didn't notice before, and it's just down through this little gap in the Dark system. I thought we'd go and check that out before we finish the episode, and then we can get that bounty next time. It's kind of a beautiful system, Dark, with the reds and purples. So we're going to come up here to this barren planet and perform a survey and see if they have some ruins with anything useful hidden away. Especially we would like to get blueprints of useful ships. So what do we get? Oh, we got an alpha core. Didn't get any good blueprints. Got a hull mod that we already have. The alpha core I think is a good enough hull that I'm pretty happy with that. Shame we didn't get any blueprints, but you can't have everything. But then I think we are at the hour mark, so I'm going to put in a cut here. And thank you all very much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Take care of yourselves out there, and goodbye.